Now, KAPP KVEW local news at 5.
We begin with breaking news. Police are searching for a 2-year-old from Idaho who may be somewhere in Oregon tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. Let's take a look. Police in Nampa, which is just west of Boise, say 2-year-old Rudy Reyes was taken by his father, Rodolfo Reyes, who does not have custody. That happened just before 11 this morning. Police say the older Reyes is known to carry a pistol. They may be driving a gray Honda Civic with the Idaho license plate 019Y0R. Investigators say they may be headed towards Pendleton. If you have any information, you can call 911 right away. You can also call the Nampa Police Department. We have the information to do that, plus more pictures of these two over on our website, yaktrinews.com. This week, there have been 2 separate school shooting threats to Sela Middle School, and police have determined neither were credible. But KAPP KVEW's Emily Goodell tells us the students involved are potentially facing very real charges.
Police say they have been able to identify the 2 students that they believe were responsible for Monday's threat and are working on building a case against them, which will be forwarded on to the juvenile prosecutor's office to make a decision about charging. They say the second threat involved a picture of an airsoft gun that looked real posted on social media and was also reported through the school's reporting app called Stop It. Police say it was a different student who made that threat, but they were able to figure out who it was quickly and confirmed that the threat wasn't credible.
We do not want anything to happen to our children in our community, and we're going to do everything we can to try to persuade them not to do this anymore.
Police say regardless of the credibility of a threat, each one of these incidents gives them a little bit more experience that they can use to see how their system is working and ways they can improve it. So the next time, if there is a credible threat, they're prepared. Reporting in Sela, Emily Goodell, KAPP KVEW Local News.
Thanks, Emily. And we continue to track wildfire smoke from Canada, which has been making its way to eastern Washington. You've probably seen it outside. This is a look at the air quality conditions that we're monitoring right now. You can see most of our area is at moderate air quality. That means if you are sensitive to particle pollution like we get in wildfire smoke, this is the time for you to start taking steps to limit your exposure. And we are really seeing the haze outside. We're seeing just the sun getting filtered through not necessarily clouds, just the high-level smoke. Jason Valentine has a look at what to expect for this evening.
Good Thursday evening, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. And folks, hope you have a great weekend planned. We have really nice conditions on the way. Overnight tonight, we're going to see clearing into tomorrow and plenty of sunshine. We do have highs in the mid to lower 90s, and we do expect to be breaking some records tomorrow. And it looks like we'll be breaking those records on Saturday. So could see a hint of shower activity, Yakima, Ellensburg area as we head into the evening hours tonight, but then they'll be seeing some clearing as well. And as we move into Sunday, though, we have much cooler temperatures on the way, so do get ready for that. We're going to be back to the 80s, and then by next week we're going to be in the upper 70s to lower 80s. So we do have relief from this heat on the way, but again, record-breaking heat for many of our cities starting tomorrow into our Saturday. So folks, get ready for beautiful blue skies and plenty of sunshine to come even when we cool down. All that in my full forecast coming up, but for right now, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thanks, Jason. And 6 Kennewick massage parlors were shut down after an investigation by police and the State Department of Health. Some of them were accused of sex trafficking. And Maddie, some of the victims that were found at these businesses, what do we know about them so far?
Yeah, Alyssa, well, there's not a lot we can know. We're allowed to know about this yet, but fortunately we have Mirror Ministries here in the Tri-Cities. They can help victims of all types of trafficking. They actually went to these massage parlors yesterday to offer help to the victims. Tricia McFarland with the organization says that what's concerning is these places were open and operational, meaning people were actively taking advantage of the trafficked victims. We know that 4 out of the 9 women found living and working at these parlors are getting help from Mirror Ministries. McFarland says victims in a situation like this are first given the basics, then they help the victims with a game plan moving forward.
And so we can come in as a friend, as a support, try to build some trust and relationship, offer that food and water, and then what are the things that you're wanting in your life? What's going to make you feel safe right now?
McFarland says they are able to get victims to safe houses or even restoration homes located throughout the country. She's already heard back from a few of the victims who told her they are grateful for the help of Mir Ministries. Now, Kennewick police are still investigating. No arrests have been made yet in this case. Later tonight, we'll learn just how often trafficking happens in the Tri-Cities and what the action the city of Kennewick is taking.
Thanks, Maddie. We'll check in with you at 6. Now, but the Biden administration is rolling out more changes intended to reduce homelessness nationwide by 25% by 2025. The Interagency Council on Homelessness is partnering with governments in a half dozen places, including Seattle, to speed up efforts to get people into homes. The White House says that's going to include sending teams to help find ways to work through the red tape and figure out federal funding options. The Department of Housing and Urban Development goes out and counts the number of people on the streets once every year in January. In 2022, that number nationwide was over 580,000 people. And the Biden administration has warned that spending cuts that Republicans are demanding in exchange for raising the debt ceiling could put programs like the effort to fight homelessness in jeopardy. This, as the June 1st deadline, when we are expecting to see a catastrophic default, is now only 2 weeks away. John Lawrence is tracking negotiations on Capitol Hill.
Discussions about the looming debt ceiling remain grounded.
I mean, a default on the Treasury debt, I can state with a high degree of confidence that would be catastrophic.
That's why some Democratic lawmakers want President Joe Biden to invoke the 14th Amendment, which would allow him to raise the spending cap without Congress's approval.
The United States Constitution, Article 14, says that the United States has to pay its bills. It's in the Constitution.
Section 4 of the 145-year-old amendment says, quote, the validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law, including debts incurred for payment of pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion, shall not be questioned.
I've heard people say, well, it might be a way we can do this. And once you start down that slope, then no one's ever going to take the seriousness of our debt.
As some Republicans blast Democrats for inaction,
their only plan, which is no plan at all, is to ignore this fiscal crisis and do nothing to limit spending, save taxpayer dollars, or grow the economy.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy wants President Biden to focus on the country's financial status.
Mr. President, even as senator, you voted no on many of these debt ceilings because you said you were upset that there wasn't enough savings.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Tonight, Washington's next election is still weeks away, but anybody hoping to run for office this year will have to file paperwork in the very near future. Since it is an odd-numbered year, this is mostly for local races, including city council, school boards, fire districts, water districts, and more. The Benton County Auditor says she's been getting a lot of questions this spring about the Richland School Board.
We're getting a lot of questions about the Richland School Board races, in particular the ones that we're currently processing recall petitions for 3 school board members, 2 of which are up for re-election this year. And so we have had some interest in those 2 races in particular.
The auditor's office will finish reviewing the recall petitions within the next few days. Now, if you're wanting to run for a local position this year, you only have until 4 p.m. on Friday to get that paperwork in if you want to be on the ballot in the primary and the general election in 2023. You can find the link to apply to run for candidacy on our website, yaktrinews.com. A Supreme Court decision or non-decision that's sure to have an impact on the tech industry. Twitter, Facebook, and Google were facing lawsuits accused of allowing posts and videos that radicalize people, leading to terror attacks. Typically, an online platform isn't held responsible for the things that people post, much like gun makers aren't held liable for what people do with their weapons. But the lawsuits before the Supreme Court claimed the platforms let people use them to plan attacks and didn't do enough to make sure terrorism-related posts were taken down. Today, the justices said the lawsuits didn't prove that tech companies deliberately intended to help terrorists. They rejected one lawsuit and sent the other back to a lower court. So again, this is basically a non-decision, although we know the justices could reconsider in the future. Speaking of social media, TikTok users in Montana have now sued to block the nation's first statewide ban of the app. Montana's ban is set to take effect next year. It says users wouldn't be punished. The law would fine TikTok or entities like app stores $10,000 per day for every time someone in Montana was allowed to access the app. There's still questions tonight about how exactly that would be enforced.
There is some irony that such a ban would require the creation of technology that is similar to, oppressive technology that China has pioneered.
It hurts just because it's like one of the three main platforms that I've built a community on. It's the biggest one I've built a community on. But as a content creator, you kind of always have to adapt.
The big concern for opponents is that data from TikTok might be shared with China's government. But TikTok officials say all of the data from American users is stored in the United States, and they say it is not connected to China. And we have new information tonight about the Massachusetts Air National Guardsman accused of leaking classified material online. The Pentagon now says he had been reprimanded multiple times before his arrest. ABC's M. Nguyen has a look at what we've learned about his record.
The Air National Guardsman charged with leaking classified intelligence was warned repeatedly by superiors about his handling of military secrets, yet was allowed continued access according to new court filings by prosecutors. While the Justice Department argues 21-year-old Jack Teixeira's willful disregard of his obligations, the incidents listed are raising new questions about Air Force management.
It was troubling on many levels.
In September 2022, one memo states Air Force officials caught Teixeira taking notes on classified information and that he put a note into his pocket before he was told by superiors not to take notes in any form. In October, a second memo reported that Teixeira attended a meeting and asked very specific questions to which he was instructed to again cease and desist and focus on his job. That memo also mentioned that Teixeira was potentially ignoring the cease and desist order. And in February, a third memo states a superior found Teixeira viewing intelligence unrelated to his primary duty. It's unclear if the Air Force ever disciplined Teixeira or rescinded his security clearance. Congressman Michael McCall speaking on CNN.
After the warnings, he should have been taken off that job.
Prosecutors also say it's clear the dissemination of classified national defense information was even more widespread than previously known.
There's not a lot of good reasons why one would do that, other than breaking the law and potentially committing espionage.
Teixeira has yet to enter a plea. He's due back in court tomorrow, where a judge will decide whether he'll remain in custody pending trial. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Looking here locally, we're talking about heat and wildfire smoke, and yes, it is still only May. Taking a look outside, we're talking about when you can finally expect some relief from the temperatures coming up. And still ahead on KAPP Local News at 5, SELA Community Days is underway, and we are talking about family-friendly fun. That's next.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Luxurious Karastan carpets are just the footing you need to live beautifully. And now, during National Karastan Month, you can save beautifully. Use your exclusive rebate to receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of Karastan carpets and the flawless craftsmanship of Luxe Craft hard surface flooring. Live beautifully, save beautifully with Karastan at Floor & Home by Carpet One.
Come see us at Floor & Home. Let us help create your space.
An accident can shatter your life. At Tamaki Law, we put your life back together.
As a personal injury attorney, I meet some of the best people under the worst of circumstances. They come to us suffering. They completely depend on us. That's why we work hard and fight for the justice they deserve.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Hi, I'm Eddie Morphine from Morphine Law Firm. If you've been wronged and you need to make it right, give us a call. We're not afraid to fight. If you need an attorney with your best interests in mind, give us a call at Morphine Law Firm.
The Golf Forecast, sponsored by the Wild Horse Ladies Golf Classic, August 14th through 20th.
Welcome back. The National Transportation Safety Board says 10,000 bridges all across the country need to be inspected for a potential safety hazard. This comes back to the investigation of a 2022 bridge collapse in Pittsburgh. Inspectors there found corrosion in some places so severe there were actually holes in the bridge's legs. The NTSB says the uncoated weathering steel hadn't been properly maintained in this case. They're now urging the Federal Highway Safety Administration to work with departments of transportation across the United States to inspect the 10,000 bridges made with that material. And a consumer alert this evening, Kia and Hyundai have agreed to pay $200 million to settle a lawsuit saying their cars were too easy to steal because of a security loophole. Reuters reports that settlement will cover out-of-pocket costs for around 9 million Americans who had their cars stolen or who had to deal with higher insurance costs. Looking locally now, Sela Community Days started this morning with a whole lot of family-friendly fun with rides, carnival games, fair food, and dozens of vendors from across the state. Tonight is Buddy Night at the Carnival with a 2-for-1 special, and Young Life is serving up dinner at the Sela Civic Center. On Friday, the 26th annual Potato Feel and the Show and Shine car show is coming up. Then Saturday, there's a pancake feed, grand parade, and fireworks. Sunday is the last chance to catch the carnival and play some bingo with Sela Downtown Association.
I am most looking forward to seeing everybody come home. Not about the events, but it's about everybody coming together and gathering for community. That's what I'm most excited about.
The carnival's open until 9 tonight at Carlin Park. You can see the full schedule of all the events this weekend at seladays.com.
Now, KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Thursday evening, everyone. Folks, getting close to that weekend. So we have records most likely snapping tomorrow and most likely on Saturday as well. More sunshine on deck and cooler by Sunday. So folks, let's get to those record highs. And folks, it looks like we'll see records throughout many of our areas, at least if the forecast comes through, except for in Ellensburg, where we expect to be about 4 degrees off the record. Other areas looking to break them, 4 degrees above the all-time record for Yakima. And folks, we are seeing increasing temperatures tomorrow and into Saturday. Could even see some upper 90s for the Mid-Columbia, Tri-Cities area. We're going to see that big cool down though come as we get to our next work week starting on Sunday. So we're going to get right near our average. So lower 80s to mid to upper 70s for all of our cities, at least to start our next work week. So cooler temperatures are on the way. We're definitely going to see our peak by Saturday. So our wind outlook, we have light winds today, and those winds are going to continue to look light until we get to Sunday. And we're going to see around 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. Then we'll slow back down to around 10 mile per hour as we head into our next work week as well. So no real wind events, but do expect breezy conditions for your Sunday. Now our future cast, we do have some smoke coming in from those wildfires in Canada, and we are seeing some haze from that. So do expect to see some haze off and on as we move into our weekend. So our future cast, that shower activity or chance of it in Ellensburg, Yakima. Moving on out, as we move into tomorrow, we're still going to see a little bit of a chance of shower activity in the Cascades, gently moving into the Yakima, Ellensburg areas. Very quick though. We also have a bit of cells coming in from the southwest, but those look to dissipate before they really get to any of our cities, though we could see just a quick little shower or two, possibly Tri-Cities or Pendleton breaking through, but it'll be very fast if it does. So as we move into the next couple of days, again, we're seeing a little bit of shower activity in the Cascades, but we should be staying dry, at least mostly dry. So folks, in our almanac, today's record for Yakima is 98. That goes way down tomorrow and Saturday. where we should be seeing us break that, and we are still quite a bit above our averages. Now this will change as we get into next week. We'll be much closer to what our averages are. So our golf forecast, a great weekend to do some golfing. Make sure you have the sunscreen. Going to be 96 tomorrow, 98 Saturday, excuse me, and then 88 on Sunday. So a bit cooler, but do expect breezy conditions, especially as we get into Sunday. So overnight tonight, our overnight lows are going to be mostly in the 60s, 56 for Ellensburg and 59 for Pendleton. And again, clearing skies. As we get into tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, that record-breaking heat for many of our cities, mid to lower 90s, and even warmer as we head into Saturday. Could see those upper 90s, and folks, we could be seeing triple digits, maybe at least near it. Should be the hottest day of 2023 so far. Then much cooler conditions as we get to the mid to lower 80s starting on Monday. Overnight lows getting back to the 50s, but look at those conditions. Very nice conditions. Same story for Yakima. Mid 90s through Saturday, and then upper 70s to lower 80s next week. So folks, get ready for more sunshine. Again, could be a little haze involved in that even as we get to the weekend. But folks, beautiful conditions, and if you need a break from the heat, it is on the way starting Sunday, but really delivering by Monday.
Thanks, Jason. And tonight we're hearing from Garth Brooks as he prepares to start a Vegas residency.
This old highway's getting longer.
That's next on KAPP KVEW Local News, and we have a lot more news to share with you on our mobile app. You can use the camera on your smartphone to scan this QR code, which is also at the bottom of your screen throughout the show. The code will take you right to our app for news and weather on demand. It's free to download, and there's no subscription fee to use it.
Portion of KAPP KVEW sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Hi, I'm Gino from Italstone. We just received a new container of quartz Britannica Gold made in the USA. Visit at Italstone today to see, touch, and choose from a huge inventory in stock. At Italstone, we measure, fabricate, and install your kitchen and bath countertops in 5 to 7 days. No one can beat Italstone prices, apples to apples. Here at Italstone, we are with you every step of the way.
There's working you. And then there's chill you. Chill you is more carefree and curious, more present, more relaxed, more fun. Chill you is the best you. There you are. Bring back your chill you with an escape to Coeur d'Alene, the city by the lake. Find countless ways to play and stay in CDA at visitcda.org.
I was 44, working part-time. It was my first mammogram, and they found a few cancerous places in my left breast. I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel sick. I didn't have a lump in my breast. There was nothing. I wasn't afraid I was going to die. My first fear was, how am I going to tell my daughter? As a result of early detection, I didn't have to do chemotherapy. I just did surgery and radiation. Was able to maintain a good quality of life, and now it's a distant memory.
The journey home can look a little different to everyone. For some, it's smooth and straight. For others, it's winding vineyard roads or rugged desert trails. But what really matters most is where you're headed. That's why our expert technicians are here to make sure that wherever you feel at home, whether it's when you're hard at work, surrounded by loved ones, or cheering them on from the sidelines, you get there. Our certified and trained vehicle experts are committed to keeping you on the road and getting you there safely. Because we know a vehicle is really more than a vehicle. It's your way home.
Find your next Chevrolet at McCurley Chevrolet.
Face-off win. Bell scored! It was 0.6 seconds left. My goodness!
American season ticket memberships for 23-24 on sale now. Don't miss a minute. Visit amshockey.com for more.
Welcome back. And trending tonight, Garth Brooks kicks off his Las Vegas residency at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace tonight. He's coming off a world tour last year and co-hosting the ACMs earlier this month. Garth told ABC News he's planning to stay in Vegas at least into next year.
I'm hoping they get something here that they can't get anywhere else. I think it's a laboratory because no phone policy, no video policy, which makes me go, here's a song I was working on today. When somebody buys a ticket and receives something that money can't buy, that's hopefully when you've done what I think you're down here to do.
I see the emotion on your face. I hear it in your voice. Why is it there?
Oh man, I just can't believe this happened. It's one of those things that's kind of weird. I think I'll go to my grave thinking this might be the only time God made a mistake. You know, it's like, how is this happening? How do people show up?
The show is called Garth Brooks Plus One, and that does mean there will be unannounced guest stars depending on the night. Tickets for next year's dates will be available starting next week. Very cool. Now we'll have a final look at your very hot forecast when we come back. And tonight, World News Tonight is looking at the video of a police response to a situation in New Mexico, a mass shooting there, as they are still looking for the motive tonight. That's coming up right after our show.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Luxurious Karastan carpets are just the footing you need to live beautifully. And now, during National Karastan Month, you can save beautifully. Use your exclusive rebate to receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of Karastan carpets and the flawless craftsmanship of Lux Craft hard surface flooring. Live beautifully, save beautifully with Karastan at Floor & Home by Carpet One.
Come see us at Floor & Home. Let us help create your space.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more, with a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade, all with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
Every 15 minutes, someone is involved in a semi-truck collision in the U.S. Whatever the cause, big trucks mean big crashes, resulting in serious, even fatal injuries, large medical bills, and loss of wages. If you've been injured in a crash with a big rig, call Abeta Nelson Injury Law today. We've handled the most big truck accidents in Central Washington over the last 40 years, recovering millions for our clients. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Stan, who is that?
Okay, Roy, I went to the basement, found a weird portal, went through, found myself in a prehistoric valley, talked to a couple dinos, told them about Triple Play. They wanted to check it out. Here we are.
Wow!
Hi, Roy.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, like bowling, Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park, and a brand new zip line ride, all attached to a cozy hotel.
She'll leave whenever we're ready.
I'm ready.
Tonight, pushing the high-stakes debt talks to the limit. Why this is so risky. Plus, the wild weather with temperatures plunging in just minutes. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Welcome back. We're talking about wildfire smoke once again this evening. We've seen air quality kind of go from the good range down into the moderate range over the course of the past 24 hours. We're also talking about temperatures going up. Jason Valentine has a look at what to expect coming up tomorrow.
All right, everyone, let's get you ready for your Friday. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine for the Tri-Cities, highs mid-90s. If we reach that, that will be a record. Also a record for Yakima, plenty of sunshine as well, right around 92, 93. Walla Walla in the mid to lower 90s as well. And in Ellensburg, looking nice, right around 90 degrees. Ellensburg may miss the record. Their record is 94. but most of our regions will see record highs for Friday and Saturday. Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, Jason, and thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. KAPP KVEW Local News is back tonight at 6. And of course, you can find the latest anytime on our website, yaktrynews.com. We'll see you coming up at 6.